forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all notifications, and finally post a comment in the comment section that you subscribed.
Oh, my f***ing cubes! You dirty little hole!
Oh boy, where do I even start with this? So back in the year 2017, a newly created horror game would soon be published, Granny. Now, despite the game having a very simple premise, and for the most part wasn't all too scary, the internet would go on to turn this little indie horror game into a phenomenon. As time would continue into 2018, Granny was so universally known that it was basically impossible not to hear of her. By 2018, her cultural status reigned similar to that of characters like Siren Head, Slender Man, and Baldi's Basics. And oh man, did people milk this game. I've said this before in a previous video of mine, but naturally with games that get too popular too fast, the internet would go on to milk this game in every possible way. YouTube videos, art, and merchandise. However, I'm not going to be talking about those specific stems of the Granny franchise. Instead, I want to talk about a niche stem that Granny had spawned, the ripoffs. Some of these clones range from simple okay games to absolute fever dreams. So, without further ado, come join me in this video. As today, let's take a look at some of the many atrocious Granny knockoffs. So for our first, let's take a look at Blocky Granny Mod Chapter. And not even looking at it for a second, you can already tell it's going to be interesting. So basically, the game is just Granny, but now it's Minecraft with a few modifications. In the menu, you get to choose the difficulty of Granny from easy to hard, as well as being able to select what monster you'll be running from. Which is kind of strange. And loading in, it gives us a few tips to survive the night. You have 5 days to escape. The day starts at 8 AM, and the day ends at midnight. If Blocky Granny catches you, she will knock you out and the day ends. Good luck. So as I've just said, this game is just straight up Granny, plain and simple. As the map is the exact same, just with an HD Minecraft texture. There's even the same traps, like how the floor breaks, and holy crap, there's physics in this game. So Granny in this game is, serviceable I guess. There isn't really that much complexity to the AI. Once she spots you, she will continue to chase you forever until you hide under a bed or go in the locker, to which you'll get a 30-second ad about some other mobile game. And the worst part is, the moment you exit out of an ad, it will just give you another one when trying to go back into the game. Thankfully, turning off the Wi-Fi solved this issue. But it's still annoying nonetheless. Granny also tends to get stuck in doorways, as she seems to suffer from stage 4 dementia. However, I actually think that this was a deliberate design choice, as the dementia might be canonical since she's rather old.
Deep lore!
One of the pros in this game, in contrast to Granny, is that you can carry multiple items at once. And some items even give multiple of the same thing for some reason. There's even a dark mode too, which just makes everything dark. Duh. Looking at the App Store, this game somehow has 100 ratings that rounds up to a 3.6. With the reviews being very mixed, saying things like good but not, and very addicting. How? In the description, the game reads, explore the huge house and don't get caught. Hide from scary Granny and escape from her. Reveal all her secrets. Enter the block building and complete all the tasks. It's a hide-and-seek game. Wow, I didn't know that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This game is just Granny, but you can carry multiple items at once, and it's Minecraft. I think that's the third time I've said this in just 2 minutes, so I'm just gonna move on before I repeat myself more. The second game we'll be playing is Play for Granny 3 Chapter. Oh man, I sure can't wait to indeed play for Granny 3 Chapter. So at first, I thought this game might have been an actual decent spin-off, as the game has you play as Granny and has you run around chasing people, but as you'll soon learn, this game is probably the worst one we'll be looking at. Scrolling down, the game states New Game with Grandma 3. Actually, this game has been out for over a year, but whatever. Now you will play as a grandmother and prevent the prisoner from escaping from home. Listen carefully and observe the clues. They will tell you where the prisoner is now. Alright then. Thanks, Andrei Denisov. And looking at the ratings, this has over 800 that rounds up to a 2.3. And unlike the last game, these reviews make a lot more sense, saying things like don't bother downloading, I'm deleting right after this, and no! So with that out of the way, no! 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 So the first thing you'll notice is that, yeah, the map is the exact same as the one from Granny, with the only catch being your Granny. But despite being the hunter, this game wasn't fun at all. The first problem that I have with this game is the ads. What a surprise. However, unlike a lot of games where ads play just by clicking a button or completing a level, get this game shows ads during gameplay. This means that every 30 seconds when you're trying to play the game, you will get an ad about some piano app. That is next level evil. Stripping away the player's ability to even play the game is awful. Now, this could just be me, but when I tried to turn off the Wi-Fi to stop the ads, they still played. But whatever, that's not even part of the game. Are there any other problems? Well, yes. Eventually, after finding the dude, who was just hiding under a bed for some reason, he proceeded to run around the kitchen and upstairs over and over again. But anywho, I now went up and tried to hit him and... what? Missed? Yeah, so once you hit him the first time, the player has a short shield to block the attacks. And even when the shield wears off, you can sometimes miss point blank. It also doesn't help that the bat took several hits just to kill him, and that a dumb ad played just when I was catching up to him. Great. But finally, after a couple minutes, the bot died, and that was it. So in conclusion, this game was bad. Not only was the gameplay clunky and tedious, but the game actively showed ads when you were trying to play. So yeah, game poopy. So for the third game, let's take a look at Granny Arabic, which I'm sure the title already explains it. In the description, the game states that Granny House Simulator is now available in Arabic. And as for the ratings, it's gone over 15 with a 4.1 star review. Okay, so believe it or not, I'm not actually that fluent in Arabic. But judging from the big yellow bun, I'm pretty sure this begins the game. And I was right, so now we're in. And wow, it is in fact just Granny Arabic. The map, gameplay, and feel is legit just Granny, but with a couple of reskins. Instead of Granny having a white dress, it's now a black robe. And around the map, you'll find credits saying that this game was made by Burtan. Burden, I don't know how to say it.
Burton.
As well as a few new paintings that contain funny Arabic memes. The only issue I have with this game is that, despite being the Arabic version of Granny, the game occasionally uses the English language, which I think confuses everyone. It kinda has the same vibes from something like T-Series, as even though the song titles are in English, the language is in Hindi. Because yes. But yeah, that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. This game is legit just Granny, but it's Arabic, has a couple of glitches, and has silly ads. Yay. So I'll be moving on to the next game now. Here's some live footage of me playing the game before I go. Alright. Next game I'll be playing is Horror Granny House Escape 3D, Scary Evil Neighbors mod game. So in contrast to the last 3 games, this one for once doesn't use the granny model, and instead has you run around a mansion while a 4'11" spooky grandmother crawls at you. In the reviews, there's only one with it saying, well, I like the first Granny game, but this one you can't do practice mod, so I think you should get the first Granny game and practice on that. Then do this cause this is a bit hard. Look, the guy just wants practice mode and you couldn't even do that. And this game has over 11 ratings with a This game has over 11 ratings with a 2.7, with the description reading, "This is Scary Granny 3D. Escape Granny's haunted house in town and you have to explore the house of rabbit horror game find next door granny neighbors suspicious activities." I don't want to read this anymore. In fact, I actually seen a comment not too long ago saying that the reason that the description is so weird is because they're using it as tag words so that you can play it. But judging from the ratings, it looked like it didn't even work either. Anyways, now the game begins in a level-based system. But compared to the description, we're not escaping Granny's house. We're going into it, and then escaping it. Because we're a crazy lunatic that likes barging into old people's homes and stealing the crap. And that's all this game is. And on top of that, the game also completely baby feeds you where you need to go, as there are arrows pointing in the right direction. The grandma in this game is also pretty dumb. She tends to walk very slowly and doesn't see you half the time, which I guess makes sense since she's rather old, right? Well, then when she does spot you, Granny gets on all fours and starts chasing you like a madman. And sometimes when she is chasing you, she'll just forget you half the time.
She's old, she'll forget.
This game also has a tendency to, break light physics. For some reason, particularly on doors, it would just spaz in a white light if you looked at it funny. Some of the doors also tend to just completely reset their animation and shut completely. And as for the objectives, go inside, get a key, touch a generator, grab a torch, and leave. Excellent storytelling, guys. So in conclusion, yeah, don't play this game. And now we're at the end of this video. So in conclusion, these games are kinda pointless. Seriously, just go play Granny instead. Now, before I go, I would like to thank you all for 150k subscribers. Because I like big numbers. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you sometime in the future. Goodbye.
Top of the morning to you ladies, my name is Jackson today, and welcome to Granny. Not my granny never looked like that. I mean, she might have looked like that in the morning.
So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all notifications, and finally post a comment in the comment section that you subscribed.